Welcome to Home Organizing for Beginners. I'm Tammy, your home organizing educator. In each episode, I share a microscopic home organizing topic. That just means it's something you can implement today from start to finish if you so choose. This episode is the second of a three-part series on overcoming overwhelm at home. Last week I shared what a brain dump is, why it works, and how to do one. Today's microscopic home organizing topic is prioritizing your brain dump, continuing with the best way to get the right things done now that they're all out of your head and on paper. I find that sometimes I don't want to take the time to do this whole brain dump thing, right? And then prioritize it. Sometimes I fool myself into thinking that if I just roll up my sleeves and get started, that will be way more effective and efficient. Like I think I'll get more done. But what happens then? I find myself starting one thing only to notice that another thing needs to be done too. I wind up with several things started, but nothing actually completed. In last week's episode, I shared that my husband was in the hospital for a few days. He's fine, but the whole situation set us back in our normal daily tasks with the basic housework things, right? Once everything settled down, I thought, I'll just dive in. I got started with laundry, then I worked on the kitchen, then I went into cleaning our bathroom. It doesn't sound so bad. Unfortunately, and I bet you can guess what I forgot about the laundry, and it wound up being in the washer overnight. That just is annoying to me, and basically I had to rewash it, right? If I had done a brain dump, thought through things a bit, I wouldn't have lost track of what all I was doing. I also had clothes in the dryer that were supposed to be hung up right away, and they weren't, and now I either have to iron them or wash and dry them again. My point is that taking the time to do a brain dump and prioritize it will ultimately save time. As someone who is or feels like they're just starting their home organizing journey, you want to be set up for lasting home organizing solutions, right? In order to make that happen, you'll have to do something different than you've done before or what society tells us. Instead of allowing overwhelm to rule your life and make you feel anxious and frustrated, you can do a brain dump and prioritize it so that you're spending your time on the right things. In this episode, I review how prioritizing the way we're taught actually makes us feel more overwhelmed and how you can prioritize instead and get stuff done. Are you like I was with my to-do lists? I'd write out all of the things I would do a brain dump, and I would definitely feel better, but I would try to write it all out in the order I thought it should be done. Getting through the first three things on the list was easy because for the most part, we all can list out the top three things that we need to do, right? But then I would think about what things I could combine. For example, if I had to run to Target, since that's a 30-minute drive, I felt I really should bundle my trips together. I would look at the list or I would try and figure out, well, where else do I need to go? But I was making it complicated. I thought writing the list in order made it so I only had to think through it once. By thinking this way, because it's what I had been taught by Google and the experts, I would try to figure out how to make it easier to switch the order if needed as I was writing the list. Solutions would come up like writing them on sticky notes. That would for sure make reordering the list easier, right? Even typing it up made it easier. The issue is that it was the wrong problem to solve. It's a distraction from the real goal, how to get stuff done and overcome the overwhelm at home. Instead of getting more done, I would make a really well-organized list that consumed all of my time, and then I never actually got anything done. So what do we do instead? You do a brain dump that doesn't include prioritization. You just let it all go, right? You just get it all out of your head, just like we talked in the last episode. Once all the things are out of your mind, then it's time to do the prioritizing. These two activities do not go well together. You do not try to prioritize while you are doing the brain dump because it will just take longer. If you do these things separately, you do the brain dump and then you do the prioritizing, it takes less time because you can see the full picture. You can see everything you're having to deal with. This allows you to make decisions based on all the information instead of just small chunks or only what comes to the forefront of your mind, which happens when you don't do the brain dump. Now, this process of prioritizing is very simple, and I urge you to try it before you poo-poo it because it is so simple that you'll feel like it's just not possible that it could work. So, if you've listened to my podcasts in the past, you know that I believe simple equals sustainable. Simple will get the job done. If it's simple, you'll be more likely to do it. So, what are the steps to prioritize your brain dump and get it done? I have 6 steps for you, okay? So, number 1, review your brain dump. Do you feel satisfied that you've captured the majority of the things that have been in your head? If so, you move on to step number 2. Otherwise, add to the brain dump until you feel like you've captured it all for now. Step number 2, select the 3, and this is the simple part. Remember, simple equals sustainable. Select the 3 most pressing items on your list. You must make progress in order to build momentum. When you build momentum, you will continue and ultimately get more done in less time. Prioritize only the 3 most pressing items. Step number 3, do the first item. Step number 4, do the second item. Stop yourself from trying to multitask. Okay? Step number 5, do the third item. And step number 6, repeat steps 1 through 5 until you are done with your list or until you run out of time. Remember, the goal was to overcome the overwhelm. This will make it happen. Refrain from trying to complete things in bulk or multitasking. Multitasking truly is a myth, which may be a topic for another episode. Prioritizing 3 items at a time is a relief, isn't it? You won't have to number the list from 1 to 100. Thinking about getting 3 things done is way less stressful, or it may not even be stressful to you at all, compared to thinking about getting 100 things done. So I hope this makes sense. If you would like help with your brain dump and prioritizing process, I would love to connect with you. Go to homeorganizingforbeginners.com and click the Ask Me Anything link. This allows you to share with me what your sticking point or specific struggle in this process is. Then I can get back to you with a solution tailored to you. Join me again next week. I'll wrap up this series on overcoming overwhelm at home. Thanks so much and have a great day.